If you want to win in the AI era, you need to understand that AI isn't one thing, AI is a toolkit. Let me explain. So, currently, a lot of business leaders, when they talk about AI, they treat AI as being synonymous with large language models, things like ChatGPT and Claude. I understand if that's your mindset, but that's kind of incorrect. There are actually multiple different types of AI, and large language models are really only one type. So let me kind of lay out the toolkit right now. First, you have generative AI. That includes things like large language models, ChatGPT. Those are primarily text based generative AI. Second, we have predictive AI. Now, you can use large language models for certain types of prediction, but there are some classic machine learning techniques that are actually much better. Anytime you're going to forecast some number or predict some customer behavior, you're typically going to use predictive AI. And it's a different set of tools. You're typically not going to use a large language model. You're going to use a different type of AI. Number three, we have what I call exploratory AI. That's just a clever name for something in the industry we call unsupervised learning. Essentially, with this type of AI, you're trying to find patterns in data. This can be extremely useful for strategic purposes. Let's say if you're doing product strategy or marketing strategy, you can use this type of exploratory AI to explore your data, uncover previously unknown patterns, and then use that for strategic purposes. And then finally, you have AI agents. Now, I will say that AI agents are built on top of large language models for the most part. In an AI agent, an LLM acts as a sort of reasoning or thinking engine at the center. And then we connect other tools to the agent, things like databases for memory management, document stores, APIs, external software, other things. And that extends the ability of a large language model and gives it more capacity. And if you build it right, it has a certain level of autonomy such that it can do work. Now, AI agents are kind of an entirely separate conversation. They're somewhat complex to build, but this is an emerging type of AI that I think is going to be very powerful over the next 10 years. But if you want to try and solve every business problem with an AI agent, it's probably not going to work very well. What I'm trying to emphasize here is that there are many different types of AI tools. And as a business leader, you need to understand when to use which tool to solve a particular problem.